Now, the second part of this new update is definitely artifacts and the new Kairos parts. They're basically changing all of how Cairos Dungeon works. So, there are two new dungeons altogether, the Steel Fortress and Dungeon and Punisher's Crypt. These new dungeons were bosses of powerful ancient power. Powerful ancient power. I don't like that. Reside and have been added to the Cairos Dungeon. Shall we talk about the Steel Fortress first? Sure, let's talk about it. He looks dope. He looks freaking dope. He reminds me of my favorite thing to play in every game, the Bruiser. I'm all about the tanky Bruiser style of play where you hit me a million times and I'm just here laughing at myself. And I just swat you like a fly. I love it. Skill names and skill effects. Steel Fist attacks all enemy and decreases attack speed for 2 turns. Thunderbolt attacks the enemy. Sorry, this actually is disgusting. Steel Fist. AoE attack, AoE slow. Not bad. Really not bad. I'm assuming, what I want to know is I'm more like his towers beside him. Similar to like, in Cairos Dungeon, or in Giant's Keep, the Giant has a tower that defense breaks, and then the other tower to give him an attack buff. I wonder what those towers are gonna do alongside him. If his is like a slow, I'm assuming like, since he's a bruiser, I'm expecting like a heal one. Like one to heal him, and then the other turret to like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe reduce attack bar. Now, Thunderbolt attacks the enemy, attacks the target. So he targets somebody. This is a single target hit rather. Attacks the enemy target 3 times and increases the attack bar by 30% each. The enemy will be stunned for 2 turns if the attack bar becomes 0. So if you don't have 100% attack bar, that's a guaranteed stun. That's a guaranteed 2-turn stun. A 2-turn stun is the difference between winning and losing, in my opinion. Thunderbolt. Whenever the enemy's 5th turn ends, attacks a random enemy with a Thunderbolt. So the moment you take 5 turns against the enemy, you just get struck. Attacks up to 4 times. In proportion to the boss's attack power, the attack will never land as a glancing hit. So it's a lot like as passive. It will never glance, meaning it is always gonna guarantee the base damage. Stuns the enemy with a 25% chance per beneficial effect granted on the boss. So these 2 are the turrets. Stuns the enemy for 2 turns when the boss lands a critical hit. What? So if he crits, that's a 2-turn stun. If it hits, if I bring like Megan, that's a 50% chance to stun. That's a lot of stuns. Steel Blue, which is the other turret, increases the boss's attack power and crit rate. Ooh. And grants a shield equivalent to 10% of the boss's HP. And increased defense on the boss for 1 turn. That's 4 buffs. Damage received by the enemy is so that's 4 buffs and 80% damage reduction on the enemy. So you immediately get an 80% damage reduction by walking in and letting the turrets get the turret. This is something that I would probably actually do like a really slow team and bring Verad in. So I defense break and then use Verad to just keep them all CC'd, like keep their attack bars all low, and then nuke them down at like Crow or somebody else with high debuffs then nuke. Ancient Tormentor also still has a strong defense ability. Yeah, obviously he's a tank. Has a skill that grants 4 beneficial effects on himself. Pretty OP, just saying. Gets stronger with the beneficial effects, so you need to remove these. So bring Lauren. Lauren seems to just completely destroy him. I'm assuming he's going to be a wind element. because they're changing, well, that's coming later on, but they're changing the entire agent, so I'm assuming he's wind element and this is light. This is the Punisher's Crypt. It looks so dope. He's a sword master, but he's also kind of like a lich. He's definitely a spellblade of some kind. Skill name, Dance of Sword. Attacks all enemies and increases attack bar by 30% each. Sort of an AoE instant attack bar decrease if you let him get a turn. He's probably gonna be like 140 speed like the other bosses, so that's not bad. Conviction. Attacks the enemy target 7 times in a sword attack. Can I get turns, please? This is just gonna be like, oh, let me attack it. Wait, that absorbs. That's absorbing your attack bar. So he's just gonna be like, oh, you have no will runes? Okay, plop, 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 plop. Let me take another turn and do an AoE. Punisher Sword, which is passive. The skill will be enhanced as it follows when the Ancient Punisher gains a designated turn. 5th turn. Okay, so with his 5th and 15 turns, he gets a little something something. With his 5th turn, number of attacks will be increased up to 3 times according to the attack speed. That's not fair. That's not fair. When it says according to the attack speed, does that mean his attack speed gets higher the longer the fight goes? Let's keep reading. 10th turn. Conviction. Oh, his 2nd skill. So Conviction's damage will be increased up to 100% according to the attack speed. So there's definitely something going on with his attack speed. 15 turns. All attacks will ignore the enemy's defense up to 100% attack. So he just straight up ignores my defense and has an AoE. So this boss is Lucian, but with a 1st skill for the 3rd skill. And then his other passive, Reverser. The damage received from the enemy will be decreased up to 70% according to the attack speed. Now, when they say according to the attack speed, do they mean if I'm faster or slower? If I'm faster, then I get reduced that damage. That's gonna be a big of an issue. If it's that, oh, as long as you're slower than me, you can do less damage. I'm not really sure if I have a problem with that. I just build faster and faster units, which is already the meta of the game. The damage received from the enemy will be decreased by 70% according to the attack speed. Additionally, gains a turn instantly when the boss is granted with the decreased attack bar effect. So if you bring Lauren, you're just giving him an instant turn. They really don't like me using Lauren, do they? This is so... Both of them just counter Lauren completely. New equipment, artifacts. Artifact is a new equipment that increases the attack, defense, or HP, and grants additional effects with new types of sub-properties. Artifacts are divided into the attribute artifact and type artifact, and you can equip one of each to monsters. What this reminds me of is, like, say in Epic 7 you have exclusive gear, where units have like a specific gear that goes on them that it does a specific thing to them. However, in this case, it's more generalized. It can vary more. Like, it's not like, oh, this only goes on cigarettes, this only goes on Robbie. That's pretty good. Artifact types. Attribute artifacts, each element, yeah. And now the type would be attack, defense, HP, and support type. So the different types of units. Not bad. Let's see what these are. HP artifacts. Additional damage by 3% of defense. I'm not sure if I like that. Increased crit rate by 3%. Increased damage dealt by reflect damage. This reflects damage really well. I guess it's a Jolton. This would be pretty decent on Jolton. Because your Jolton HP will revive plus 2%. That's pretty weird. Maybe Ayuna? No, not Ayuna, because Ayuna doesn't reflect damage. So I guess some stats would be good on Jolton, maybe some on Ayuna. It is very attack type artifacts. Oh, that was a fire artifact in particular. I'm not sure who I'd put that on. I don't have any like fire units that I know, yeah, your goal is to reflect the damage you take. Maybe that's so specifically talking to like revenge procs, in which case you could say Leica, or maybe freaking Rakan. I don't know. Attack type. Crushing damage plus 3%. Crushing hit. That's like the in-between of like glancing and crates. You get crushing hits every now and again. They're not really that important, but okay. Defense increased proportional to lost HP up to 5%. On an attack type unit, you get extra defense. First skill increased critical damage 8%. That's interesting. Because there are some units that I prefer to use them solely for their first skill rather than like their second and third. Not bad. Increased critical rate plus 5%. That's pretty good as well. Let's say you throw that on Lucian. It already lowers the stat requirements that you need to put on Lucian. And if you can go up to like plus 15 and it starts out at plus 10, let's say it goes up to say plus 1500 attack. That means you can easily get like a 4k, plus 4k attack Lucian. Not bad. Take a look at the fire attribute. Yeah, already looked at them. Main property. So yeah. Oh, at plus 15 for attack it's 100. That's not cash money. And it goes up to 100, so in total you get like plus 100 attack. I mean, if you're like desperate for like plus 100 attack, I'd bump it up to at least 250. 250 is a sweet spot for me. Next would be the sub properties. They can go up to legend, so I'm gonna have to be farming for legend artifacts now. At least there's no like star grading on them. Artifacts are sub property. Ooh, there's a list of the sub properties. So for type, it can be crit damage, recovery, and accuracy, up to 30%. So you can get an extra 30% crit damage. Let's say you have a Lucian with 260, 270 crit damage. You get an extra 30%. That's 300% crit damage. Wow, baby. And now for the attribute, damage dealt on da 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 da. So if it's like a Lucian and using giants, he gets extra damage if he deals damage to the water giant boss, because they've changed all the bosses to the solo element. Not bad. Common artifacts, bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna read through all of that. I can pretty much speed under inability effects. That's actually pretty interesting. Not bad. There's so many properties. There's also a new dungeon. They added a B11 and B12. Let me just scroll down to it because I've already faced all of this. I mean, these are conversion stones to help you like enchant your artifacts. This is cool and all, but I'm skipping to what's most important right now. Cairos Dungeon improvement. All the bosses are now a solo element. So you don't have to go through light, dark, water, fire for every boss until you make your way to B10. Well, B12 now. And what the key thing is that B12 no longer has 5-star runes. No longer will you get 5-star blue runes from farming all day long. They also made mention of an auto farm feature that doesn't look like it's coming out anytime soon. Either way, I'm excited. Go pre-register if you haven't already. This is the update that I've been waiting for. Let's just close this off with like a summon or something, because I am so excited. Oh, my storage is full. Whoops. Either way, guys, if you enjoyed, please drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.